Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Irvine Valley College and this edition of The Laser's Edge. My name's Keith Shackelford. With us today, two very special guests, head men's basketball coach Jerry Hernandez and redshirt freshman power forward, 6'6" Marcus Blackshire. Guys, welcome today. Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Coach Hernandez is in his 12th season at Irvine Valley College and has gone 211 and 134, winning games at a 61% clip over the course of his career here. Of special note is also that Coach Hernandez is also a product of the community college system, having been a graduate of Cerritos College back in his playing days. Marcus Blackshire is a redshirt freshman, having been the first year at Irvine Valley College, taking that year off with an injury, and now joins us as probably the focal point of our offense this year. He's a freshman from Mission Viejo High School. In 2005-2006, the Lasers had an excellent year, one win away from a 20-win season, finishing 19-15, 7-5 in the Orange Empire Conference, widely regarded as the state's finest. Drew a tough matchup in the first round with Mount San Jacinto, who finished in the Final Eight of the state last year, but overall an excellent season for the Lasers. Part of the issue last year, four really good players who have now found their way to the four-year level. Todd Fulmer at the University of Hawaii, Kyle Hogan, who now plays at Pepperdine, Joe Martinez at Northeast Oklahoma, and Tyler Gottstein at NAIA Power Concordia have now moved on to the four-year level. That brings us to 2006-2007, and with a squad size of 20 and only 3 returners, a very different look this year out of the Lasers team. Let's talk a little bit about this year's team. Marcus, let's start with you. Before coming to UC Irvine, you were at Mission Viejo High School, where in your senior season you guys took a CIF title. Does that level of success translate to the college level as well?
Definitely. It was a team much like this one in the fact that we had a bunch of new faces and we really had to get to know each other's strengths and weaknesses, much like this team. And ultimately, we really gelled together and took it all the way to the championship, and hopefully we can do that here too.
CIF Southern Section, for those not in our area, is notorious for excellent basketball. Who are some of the teams that you played as part of that run?
We played Glendora, Oxnard, Marina, and Temecula Canyon, all really good teams.
Those programs with a large sense of historical success, just like Mission Viejo. You were pretty heavily recruited after your high school career, and for good reason. Why did you choose Irvine Valley College?
Well, of course, it's a great basketball program, but also it's a beautiful campus, and I really like the fact that Jerry, he concentrates on academics as well as what goes on the court. So that's a big point in why I chose Irvine Valley.
Well, looking at your resume, so to speak, we can see that academics is important to you. You spent a year at the Naval Academy Prep School, right?
Yes. After I graduated from high school, I went to prep school for a year and spent a year enlisted in the military and played basketball over there, which was also a great experience.
Absolutely. Well, after a year at the Prep Academy and after a year of injury here at Irvine Valley College, I bet you're probably missing the hardwood a little bit.
Oh, definitely. It's been really hard for me to be off the court for almost 2 years now, and I'm really looking forward to getting that first game next Wednesday.
Had a little bit of a knee injury this last year or so. How are you healthy-wise?
It's really day to day. It's been great as of late, but for a while there it was sore. But I mean, as of late it's been good, and hopefully it's stay healthy.
What's your role with the club this year? I mean, we're awfully young, and although you're only a freshman eligibility-wise, you've been with us a year. Where do you see your place with your teammates, both on the floor and off?
Well, definitely first off, I've got to be a leader for the younger guys. Even though I didn't play last year, I was around the team a lot, so I know a lot of what's going on. So when they have questions or they don't know what's going on, I definitely have to help them out there. And then as far as on the court, I mean, I really got to be a presence in the paint, on the offensive side, in the post, and also do whatever it takes to help the team win, whether that means get 15 rebounds or be a presence on the defensive end, whatever I got to do to help the team win.
How is training going thus far? I know it's a little early and the freshmen are still trying to get their feet underneath them, but the team chemistry, the learning curve for the young guys, how are things going?
It's going great, really. I mean, we're really getting to know each other, and we're getting to know each other's strengths and weaknesses. The offense is coming along. Everyone's starting to learn what we're supposed to do and where we're supposed to be at. And as of now, I mean, we look pretty good.
Everyone knows the players always expect to play for a title, but what are the players' expectations for the season?
We have very high expectations. We know there's a lot of people out there that think because we're so young that it's going to be difficult for us to be a good team this year or a powerhouse, but we feel that we have a lot to prove and we can be a good team if we just go out there and play hard every game.
Let's turn to Coach Hernandez now for a little more insight on this year, but maybe it's more appropriate we start with last year. Last season was kind of special, and beating district rival Saddleback twice and a high seed in the postseason. You know, how does that play into this season? How does this team follow up?
Well, it's always nice to beat your rival. Saddleback's had such success for so many years, and they've been a conference contender every year. So to beat them is always exciting, but you know, for us, the conference is so strong. We also want to have success against the other teams, and we want to be in the top 3 of our league. And last year was kind of a neat run, considering that Fullerton won the state and went undefeated at 37-0, and we had 2 opportunities to beat them last year and just fell short in the final few seconds. Orange Coast was very strong last year, in Saddleback and Riverside, and the Orange Empire was so strong that we had 5 teams from the same league enter the South playoffs, and there was only 20 invited. So if 5 can come from our conference, it tells you the strength of our conference, and we came in 3rd in our conference. So we feel like if we can be in the top 3 in our conference, we're as good as anybody in the state.
We talked about the fact there are only 3 returners. Those 3 are also pretty critical components to what you're trying to do this year. Have those sophomores and your coaching staff been able to use last year's learning experience to help the new guys this year?
Since we have so little leadership returning and really only 1 player that's had significant minutes, Ceylon Elgin Taylor, it's critical for our success that they lead by example and that they have the competitive spirit as well as the composure while the younger people learn the offenses and defensive schemes. So it's really important for our long-term success while the freshmen have a chance to grow and develop so we can be competitive.
What are the keys to success this season? We've heard a little bit about Marcus and a little bit about Junior, but where do you see the strengths and weaknesses of this team lying?
The growth of the freshmen, they have to develop quickly. They have to be ready to compete and handle the day-to-day grind. I think the 2 biggest issues is that Ceylon, our point guard, has to be stable. He has to be an impact. He has to be able to run our team and help us get into offense and function offensively and defensively. And I think for one of the big keys for our success is next to us is Marcus, and we have 6 freshman post players, and Marcus is the only one with any kind of experience after being at the Naval Academy. So we're really counting on Marcus to be a leader in character, but also on the court, to be an impact around the paint, to be a established impact low post player. He's the best rebounder and offensive rebounder in particular we've had in a long, long time. So we're just knocking on wood that he stays healthy and that he has the year that he can have. And if those 2 are stable early and we can weather the storm until the freshmen grow up, we're going to have great opportunities.
We know it's kind of early, but who are some of those freshmen we might look for as part of the offensive and defensive structure this season?
A couple of the freshmen, we have 6 frontline post players, and they're all young, and Marcus is one of them. One of them is A.J. Kapanowski from Orange Lutheran, who's a wiry 6'7", real active post player, very skilled, and we have high hopes for him because he is from a very strong program, and we think he can help in a lot of ways. And we just need he just needs game experience. The other one is Jerron Devine, who also played the post, and he's a 6'7" post player from Pomona High School, and he gives us a little more bulk. He's about 6'7", and about 225. And with he and Marcus, all of a sudden we get very thick and we get very physical. And we think he's critical to our success, particularly on defensive rebounding, post defense, and gives us a little bit of power. In the backcourt, we think 2 freshman guards are important for us. And one of them is Jason Toney from El Dorado High School, who's a 1-2 combo guard, who's a real tough competitor, a real smart intellectual player, shoots the ball well. He's a good athlete. He's a good finisher, has a great spirit, and he's a terrific teammate. And then another player, Jordan Schmidt from Oregon, who's a new player who came from Oregon, Portland, Oregon, as a recommendation from some friends, and found his way to Irvine Valley. And he's a 1-2 combo guard. And he also is a very scrappy 6'3" guard that shoots it well, really terrific basketball instincts, really competitive spirit. And we're counting heavily on those 4 freshmen early to contribute.
We've heard a lot today about your program's success on the floor, but as we all know, especially here at the college, is that the success of your program is also predicated upon your success off the floor, your level of academic integrity and things of that nature. With 3 players from last year's team having earned scholarships, that now brings to 50 the number of IVC players who moved on to the 4-year level. For those watching, You have to know that you only attain the 4-year level if you're academically eligible to do so. Any secrets to that level of success, Coach? You've been here for a long time and had a lot of success.
I wouldn't call it secrets. One of our recruiting, we can take into consideration character and attitude in academics. And even though we're a community college, it's not necessary to be a high school graduate or have high standards. We think that there's a strong carryover between academic success from high school and where they came from into their athletic career and being a good student athlete at the college level. We've just targeted people that have the integrity and want to get and earn a degree and transfer. And as we recruit athletes, we always talk to their family and to the athletes about, a lot of things will happen here, and we'd like to win a state championship, but the best thing that can happen to you here is to have an opportunity to graduate, an opportunity to move on and continue your basketball endeavors and earn a degree at a university.
We saw it last year with the 4 kids moved on, including 2 at the Division I level. Does your program kind of represent that full array of D3 through D1? Is there any level of emphasis there, or is it all about finding the right fit for the right kid?
I think that's exactly it. It's the right fit for the right kid, and we'd all like to play at UCLA. But,
absolutely.
And I'd like to coach there, but they're not asking me. But it's the right fit, and we want to make sure that it's not all about the highest level or the best level. It's about the right place where you can have success and earn your degree and be a part of something that's successful and being in a positive environment. And sometimes the Division I level doesn't always have that. There's a lot of pressures at that level. So we're equally as excited as some of our former athletes that are playing at Claremont or the Division I kids that have gone to Hawaii, such as Todd Palmer. We treat them the same. It's all a choice between them and their family.
You have a really special coaching staff. Why don't you talk a little bit about the guys that join you on the floor every day at practice and the games?
Yeah, I'm really excited. We have 2 young guys, and what happens sometimes when we get older, we can get a little stale. And we have Clint Hull, who graduated from Concordia, was an academic All-American there, was also as a player and as a student. And he's been a real positive influence with the kids. It's neat to have a young player that can compete and work out with the kids and train them. He's been fantastic in the weight room. He's been a terrific role model. Our other new assistants in his first year is Andrew Haddoff. And Andrew is a graduate from the University of Redlands, and he's come over from Ontario High School, where he was at, and he's another 24-year-old young guy with a lot of spirit and a lot of spunk. So they've really energized me. And after 12 years, you get a little flat and it's a little stale, and they've really energized me and brought some new things to the table and a new spirit to our program.
At the other end of that spectrum, you got a guy at the end of the bench with a little bit more gray and a little bit more longer in the tooth. What about Tandy?
Tandy Gillis, I always tell everybody, Tandy's my mentor. Cal graduate, NCAA champion at Cal in 1959. Won the state title Orange Coach at Orange Coast in 1979. And I always tease him because we were the last team to beat him when I played at Cerritos College. We wrecked their season before playoffs. But Tandy's kind of like the wise old owl. I think it's important for him to make observations and to teach me, and he has really good and strong instincts on character and people and spacing and timing and things like that. And he has a strong opinion on the way we do things. And he's always been real loyal to us, but he doesn't tell me what I want to hear. He tells me the things I need to get better at, and I respect his opinion.
Fabulous. Fellas, thanks for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
The Laser season will be The Laser season will be highlighted by their Irvine Valley College Spectrum Bank Tournament, November 16th through the 18th, here at Hart Gym on the campus of Irvine Valley College, as well as men's and women's doubleheaders on Wednesdays and Fridays throughout the months of January and February. Be sure to join Coach Hernandez and his squad here at Hart Gym for intercollegiate basketball action at the most elite levels. Until next time, on behalf of Jerry Hernandez and Marcus Blackshire, I'm Keith Shackelford. Thanks for joining us on this edition of The Laser's Edge.
You're watching IBC TV.